Yeah, I'm Mike Deweese. This is Physics 8A. If that's what you're here for, that's great. The way we'll run this class, it starts. I think most of you have been here for a while. Actually, who here's a freshman? A couple of you. Although you've been here for a semester now, so you kind of know the drill. But actually, so who's okay? That's freshman. What's next? Sophomore? Who's sophomore? Oh, a lot of sophomore. A lot of sophomore. Juniors. Yeah, a few juniors. Seniors. Other. No. All right. Wow. Okay, there's somebody. So actually, this is a strong, a large collection of second. It's unusual. Usually this is more junior heavy. Okay. So and also, who here is pre-health of some type? Yeah, quite a few. About a third maybe. Architect. Yeah. Biology, non-pre-health biology majors. Yeah. What else? Anyone not vote? What else? Marine science. Okay. Well, yeah. So right. Broadly speaking, biology. Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. Great. Interesting. So what we'll do today is I'm going to start off talking about the business aspects of the class, to make sure everybody's clear about what's expected of you, how the tests work, how the homework works, all that kind of jazz. We'll see what takes half the class or 2/3 of the class to do that. I'll talk about the important people and all these kind of things you need to know about. Then I'll talk about how to succeed in physics class in general and in this class in particular. But really, it's general advice that would be helpful, I think, for any physics class. How do you succeed in a class like this? And at the end, if we have time for it, I think we'll have a little time at the end for a little physics. We'll dive into one-dimensional kinematics. Kinematics meaning a steady motion, right? Well, that's where we started in physics today. So now I'm going to poll you some more. One thing I'm going to do during my lectures, I'm going to be asking questions to the audience occasionally to keep you guys engaged, so you don't completely pass out in the first 5 minutes in this whole thing. And also just to make sure that the pace of the lecture is making sense to people, stuff like that, so I can keep calibrated. So who here has had physics before, in some form? So it looks like half of you. So just make sure I'm reading the hands right. Who has not had any form of physics before? Oh, actually, much more than half. So a lot of you, who's not voting? Yeah, a few people. Some of you are not voting. It's okay, you don't have to if you don't want, but it helps me out if you guys participate. Okay, great. So most of you have had physics before. That's a great thing. I'll give you a cautionary tale later in this how to succeed part. But before we get there, I'll talk about business stuff. First thing is, if there's an earthquake or a fire, bad lecture, whatever it is, those are your exits right back there. These are not exits. Do not run up here if there's a fire in the room. Do not run through this door. It'll take you to the back. Back here, that door as well. If you go through that door, it leads. You can either go out or to the back room. The back room here is closed. You can't get out from back there. That door, you can take that to go down a corridor to get out, but you have to go underneath another building. So if there's an earthquake, you don't go underneath another building. You just want to go straight out the back. So those are your exits back there. Most important piece of business for today. All right. The next thing though is to say that. So first of all, who am I? Mike Deweese. I'm an assistant professor here at Berkeley. I'm a physicist, but I also do neuroscience. My lab is interested in how the brain works. We're interested in attention in particular, how you focus on one thing and ignore something else. So we're actively involved in coming up with new scientific facts about the real world. That's all your professors do. The thing that's easy to forget in a class like this is that physics is a living, breathing science. It's not just a bunch of old stuff people figured out 1,000 years ago and you read about in old dusty textbooks. There are new physical laws being discovered on a daily basis. There's a lot of active research. Your GSIs are all scientists who are, I should say all, some of them actually are history of science, do other things, but most of them are actually, well, I'll say this, they're all researchers and they're all producing new knowledge about either the history of science or science itself. It's really an active thing. And if you're curious about it, talk to your GSI, talk to the officers, and find out more about what's going on with research on campus, if that's your interest. I'd say too that there's opportunities for undergrads to do stuff on campus. If you're interested in that, you should look into it. There's a lot of connections through this class you can benefit from. So let's see. Maybe what I'll do is start diving into course information. So who did not get an email from me through BSpace already? Anybody not get that? Okay, great. So unless you're one of the non-voters, that's good news because everybody seems to have gotten it. I think oh, great. So do not worry if you can't read this right now. The goal is for you to read this sheet just so you know what's online. So on BSpace, I've got all this information. I'm going to hit some of the high points right now to make sure everybody's clear about what's going on so I can work this fancy piece of equipment. Look at that. Oh, yeah. All right. I like it when things work. So this is the class. Here's me. I have office hours after Tuesday classes for an hour. I hang out back here behind the stage. So what happens is the stage rotates as you saw at the end of lecture on Tuesdays, not Thursdays. I'll rotate back if you want to ask me questions. We'll have office hours back there for about an hour. On Wednesday morning from 9 to 10, I have office hours in one of my offices. I'm not usually in this office. If you come here to find me there, most of the time I'm not going to be there. But at 229 Burge, I'm there on Wednesday mornings 9 to 10. Occasionally I'll be out of town for some reason. I don't know. I'll let you know ahead of time when I'm not there. But most of the time I'll be there on Wednesdays 9 to 10 for office hours. First two weeks of class. You must attend. So there's discussion and lab sections. You've got to be signed up for the same section, whatever it is, 208, say. You have to be in both 208 for discussion and for your lab. They meet every week. Even if there's no lab that week, you'll still meet in the lab section. It'll be treated like a discussion section those weeks, and it'll be useful for you. You'll work on problems. It's useful. Things will happen, even if there's no lab going on. For the first 2 weeks, you're required to show up. They'll actually take attendance. Your GSI, who's running the section, will take attendance. If you don't show up, the thing is, there are students who sign up for this class, get enrolled, and hold the slot, but then don't actually wind up showing up to section. Don't do that. And if you're going to drop the class, and I don't want you to drop the class, but if you're going to drop the class, if you already know you have to drop it, or if you have a friend who's not here, you know that he or she has to drop it, ask them to do it really soon because there are literally 100 students who need to get into this class. They'll be on academic probation or whatever. They need to take the class, but can't get in here just because of the huge volume of students who take the floor. So if you're not going to take it and you're sure you're going to drop, please drop soon. Don't just wait for the early drop deadline. The early drop deadline is next Friday at midnight, I think. So after that, you can't change your enrollment status. So if you're going to drop, do it before then for sure. Otherwise, you're stuck in the class. Or of course, but if you know you're going to drop, just do it now and free up space for people who are waiting to get in. Let's see. And if you have to miss a class, a section for reasons beyond your control, send an email to Jesse Livesey. Actually, you guys should introduce Jesse Livesey. So this is the head GSI for the class. I don't know if you want to say anything. All right. You guys break for now?
Right. So you have my email. It's on there. I've already sent you probably at least 2, maybe 1 BSpace messages. The main thing, so I deal a lot with logistics in this course. I don't teach any sections this semester. So you'll be emailing me a lot if you run into trouble or if you have questions. I'd like to split up questions in 2 ways. One, if it's a question that you would feel comfortable asking in public, so there's no none of your own private information, ask it on the Piazza website. Because in a 600-person class, someone else has the same question. I'd rather not answer it 600 times by email. So if it's like a public question, so like what book do I use? When is the review? Or like did office hours get canceled? Ask that on Piazza. If you have a private question, like you're sick and you have to miss something, or some other personal issue comes up, feel free to email me. But I'd like to try to kind of split up my job into those 2 domains. I think I will have 1 office hour, so I don't interact with students very much otherwise. So I will have 1 office hour. So come by, talk to me, talk about physics or something else. Right, section switching. So this is posted on Piazza already. I think you also might have included it somewhere on the course information. So if you are already enrolled in the class and you are currently enrolled in a section that you can't attend and would like to switch, there are 2 ways of doing that. One way is to just do it through telebears. I have no control over that. You'd have to drop and then re-add. So if that happens, like that's great. But I have no control over telebears. The other way is if you already enrolled in the class and you don't want to risk dropping and re-adding, if you can find someone to switch with, you can switch informally through me. So that means the easiest way to do that is to go on Piazza. There's already a thread started. There's 15 people currently who are looking for switches. So find someone there, agree to switch, and then you both have to email me, and I'll get back like within 12 hours or 24 hours saying, okay, you're switched. Then you can start attending the new section.
All right. So that's Jesse Livesey, head GSI, important person. Another important person who's not here, but who's over in the Physics Student Services is Claudia Trujillo. I've got her contact information. You can get it on the physics website anyway. But she's involved in all kinds of business aspects of the class, enrollment, stuff like that. I have no control as an instructor over enrollment in these giant classes. It's all done through Telebears. And as Jesse mentioned, there's an unofficial session switch we can do, which is very kind of him to deal with that. So we can. It's challenging to try to do those sort of things through Telebears. That's why Jesse set it up that way to help students who are stuck in a section they can't attend and want to stay in the class. But Claudia is the person to go to for. She's on here somewhere. Where is she? Claudia Trujillo, and her contact is on here. On BSpace. All the stuff's on BSpace of the class. Required text. I think this is the old cover. But the required text of this class is Wolfson's book, University of Physics. Students always ask me, can I use my Mastering Physics? I've got a Mastering Physics code for the homework. Oh, by the way, who has not ever used Mastering Physics online homework? Has not used it? Quite a few of you. Okay. All right. So I've got information about mastering. I'll show you that sheet in a minute. I've got explicit instructions about how to get set up for that online. But students invariably send me emails, and I will try to answer all your emails. I don't get back to you as fast as I'd like to sometimes, just because of the crush of email at this time of year. I get a shocking number of emails. But the thing about Mastering Physics is that you have to be able to access Mastering Physics online. You have to pay for a registration code to do that. If you don't buy a brand new one, if you have someone else's from before or something your own that you use but you didn't, you think it's still active, you can do whatever you want to do. But it might just make sure that you've got access to the entire semester for Mastering Physics and to get detailed technical answers about what makes it work and can you do this or that to get it to work. You should talk to Pearson, or talk to Claudia. Maybe she can hook you up to the right people to get the answers. I don't know all the technical details about the various things students have tried to do something other than what we expected to do, just buy this semester Mastering Physics access and just use it. As for old textbooks, I don't think it matters so much whether you've got the newest version of the textbook or an older version of the textbook for this course. In fact, some students learn this class material better by using a different textbook altogether. Different students learn better from different textbooks. The main concern I've got is that you get a hold of if I were you, I'd get the official textbook for the class so you've got it, but then use every resource you can to learn the material. And I'll talk about all the different resources as we go through this. But other texts might be a good way to go. Some students really benefit from that. We chose this textbook largely because for this level course, this is not as in-depth as the 7 series class. It's for the engineers, or the 7 honors, for the physics majors. It doesn't go into quite as much depth. In a few places, I feel like it falls short, and I'll try to shore it up with information you get in lecture. But for the most part, I feel like it strikes the right balance of being in-depth enough to give you the basic ideas to show you how to solve some problems without getting mired in the more mathematical details that are beyond scope of this course. And I'll talk about the level of math you need in a little bit once we get past some of this business stuff. So, all right, required text, discussion, laboratory, we mentioned that, the sections. Make sure you show up this week. If you can't make it, send an email to the head GSI as well as your GSI just to make sure you don't fall off we don't accidentally delete you or drop you from class. Makeup labs. You have to, there's 7 labs in this class. It's a necessary part of the class. You must take all the labs. Last semester there was some confusion, unfortunately, but there shouldn't be any confusion. All the stuff's online. You have to take all the labs. If you miss 2 or more labs, then you can't pass the class. So unless some crazy, send me an email if something happens. Obviously, your car accident, heaven forbid, something happens, let me know. We can work it out. But if you have an unexcused 2 missed labs, that's bad. You're not going to pass the class. If you miss 1 lab, it doesn't mean you failed the class, but it does affect your grade. You should take all. And that's the thing that was confusing last time. For some reason, some of the GSIs told students they didn't have to take all the labs. You do. You take all 7 labs, and it will impact your grade. 10% of your grade will be based on your lab performance, and 10% will be based on your homework. Homework's important as well. But the main reason that we give credit for homework is to get you to do it because you'll do way better on the exams if you do the homework. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So makeup labs. If you miss a lab for whatever reason, you can still make it up in the next week. But the problem is we can't leave the lab setups there the entire semester. So deal with it as soon as you can. And there's explicit instructions about how to go through that with the online course information sheet and on the lab policy sheet. Okay. Readings. So what I'll do in lecture, I'll mention, and this is awful, chapters 1, 2, and then most of chapter 3. That's going to take a lot of reading, and I guess it is. But we're going to be covering this a lot next week. I'll probably get to a little bit of this on Thursday's lecture. So I went ahead and listed up there so you can pre-read before we try to give you a heads up what we'll be doing in the future. So that's why there's a lot of chapters. This is really about physics in general, like unit analysis, stuff like that. These chapters aren't too in depth. This is when you start really getting into stuff, one-dimensional kinematics, stuff like that. But go ahead and read these. They're very helpful. I'll be talking about stuff from 1 and 2 during the last part of today's lecture. Okay. So all right, homework. So homework is done through Mastering Physics. Mastering Physics is an online homework service, and there's a couple reasons we use it. One is the obvious reason that for hundreds of students in this class, in this lecture section alone, we've got over 300 students. It's just far more economical to do it that way. So we can put our resources into other aspects of the class. There certainly are advantages to handwriting your homework. And in fact, what I would recommend you do, and please take my recommendation, when you're doing a homework, write out your answers as if someone's going to grade them before you enter the numerical answers into Mastering Physics. Prepare yourself for the exams, right? Because on exams, you're not just going to be putting numbers in a box. You're going to be actually solving problems, and it's all about partial credit. The way you get credit on a physics exam is largely through convincing the grader that you know what you're doing, right? You understand the material, and you can get totally the wrong numerical answer at the end. And you can have you can make a mistake in the middle of the problem, but still get almost all the credit. In some cases, even all the credit, depending on what mistake you made, and if it's clear to the grader that you really know what you're doing. So your main goal is to convince the grader you know what you're doing. Good way to prepare for that. When you're doing the homework, write out your answers. Another reason is that when you enter your answer, a lot of times it's going to be wrong. And the computer's going to say, no, you're wrong, right? And you'll hear a thump. And so, the result then will be that you'll go back and revisit your notes. But if you didn't take notes about how you got the answer, it's really hard to figure out what you did wrong. You write out your answers so that you yourself can read it, and ideally so somebody else could. Also, you'll use them to study when the exams come up. Write your answers out for homework problems. And also, I'll want to say about Mastering Physics in a minute. I'm glad I said that much at least. Just get through the business stuff. Homework, right? Homework we do on Friday night at 11 p.m. Not because I want you working on homework on Friday night, but because that way, if you get a cold in the middle of the week and you don't get it done on time, then that way you still have time. You can still make it up later in the week. But yeah, so that there's like a grace period of a few minutes or something. But then your grade, the amount of points you can get from your homework falls precipitously after 11 p.m. So get it turned in on time. There's occasionally problems with Mastering Physics. So the website will be down for half an hour or 20 minutes. Once in a while, something like that will happen. So plan ahead. Get your homework done early. And like I said, write out your answers in longhand before you enter them. Just enter them all after you've solved all the problems, written out, right? Let me say one more thing about that. In terms of Mastering Physics. One semester, one of our professors here, Bob Jacobs actually, he said at the first day of class, all right, everybody to one side of this line is going to do handwritten homework, and everyone on this side is going to do Mastering Physics online, just to do a controlled experiment in a room full of just randomly seated students, right? And the result was that the students who did the Mastering Physics, the online homework, they complained more. They didn't like it as much. They actually got, on average, better grades on not just on the homework, but better grades on the exams by about half a grade point. So or something like that, like an average of a B+ versus a B, or something like that across the students. Why is that? Well, there's obviously advantages to writing out your homework, but there's also advantages to the online system. The online system gives you immediate feedback. That's the main benefit, I think. So unlike handwritten homework, where a student goes through, solves the whole thing, and she thinks she's got it all right, but there's some mistakes in there, right? Turns in her homework, 2 weeks later, she gets it back and it's redlined and there's a little correction. She's totally forgotten it. We're doing torque now in class. She's forgotten all about those fluids problems or whatever it was, and she can't remember. So if you get immediate feedback, it's much more useful for just nipping that misunderstanding in the bud, right? The computer says, no, that's the wrong answer. Think about your answer and go back and fix it. So the immediate feedback actually is a huge value to you in terms of doing better on the exams. So whenever you get frustrated with me or with the Mastering Physics homework homework, because it is frustrating sometimes to use the online homework. You'll enter a W instead of an omega, and it won't accept the answer, and you'll have some syntactical error. I've heard it all. You'll send me emails. I can't, I understand. It's frustrating. It happens to me too, and I punch the computer. But it's true once in a while. But never people. But the final result is that you will do better on the exams. It turns out, on average. And if you write your homework out as well as do the online homework, it'll work out better. You'll get the benefit of both, really, that way. Next thing is right. Lectures. So in lectures, so we start at 10 minutes after the hour. You're all used to Berkeley by now. Berkeley time is strictly 10 minutes after the hour. Also, the lectures will be. So I should have talked about this with the helpful people who take care of all this stuff during the lecture. We're actually, filmed up here. We're projecting on a big screen. This is actually. I signed up to have this class filmed and put up on YouTube. So you can look at it later. Now that's great because it means if you're sick one week and if you have a flu, help us out and don't come into the lecture hall if you're down with the flu. And if there's other things you missed in the class, come and talk to me about it. We want to accommodate you because flu's been a serious issue lately, and we want to keep the infection rate low, right? But for whatever reason, if you miss a lecture, you can catch it up online. But do not treat it as a substitute for the lectures. If you miss 5 lectures and try to watch them, that's a lot of YouTube, right? That's a huge amount of material to try to, and it's also different seeing on, I'm sure, as bad as it is in class, it's even worse, I'm sure, watching on TV, right? So, and it won't be as, you won't be able to see, you won't be as engaged with what's going on. It's hard, you won't be able to participate. You can't ask me a question, and I do expect you to ask questions during lecture, right? If something's not making sense. Chances are, if you don't understand something I just said, another 150 students didn't get it either. In fact, I may have made a mistake. I will probably, just to test you, I will probably make mistakes in every lecture. I do chalkboard lectures, I write stuff out. One of the advantages of that is it's closer to what you'll actually be doing when you solve problems. But another advantage is, well, I guess it's related to that. You'll see me ball it up once in a while and have to recover. What you mostly are doing during a physics exam is recovering. You're fixing the mistake you made, finding what's wrong with your thinking, trying to think through the right path to the answer. This class is not like your other courses, most of your other courses, in terms of what's intellectually challenging about it is not so much remembering a lot of stuff or being able to organize a huge amount of different material. There's only a few things you have to know in the class, but you have to know them really well. You have to know them in a way that allows you to apply these concepts to lots of novel problems you've never seen before. And we'll get to that in a little bit, but I'll just throw it out there now. So the class is filmed. I should have talked to make sure that was true, but it should be filmed to be available to you after the fact. That way you can also go back and see what it is I said and you think, well, that can't be right. I thought you said in lecture something else. You go back and check. And then put my feet to the fire is what's going to happen. I know I'm just going to be called to the carpet, but that's okay. So that way it'll hopefully be an augmentation of coming to live lecture. Let's see. Lecture exams. There are 2 midterms and a final. The times are currently posted. So if you have a conflict, find this out now. Don't wait till after the yearly drop deadline and say, I can't be here that day, right? If something comes up, come and talk to me and we'll do what we can do to fix it. But I can't offer alternate times for exams in this kind of class, these giant classes. Just I have to control the exam. And out of fairness for all the students, we really, MGSIs, we try to set it up so that we don't give alternate times. So as a result, that means we have to plan way in advance. The physics department reserves those rooms a year in advance for those exams to make sure that we don't have conflicts with other major classes. It still happens sometimes that there are conflicts. So let me know and find out before the yearly drop deadline whether you have any conflicts. And the final exam time also is scheduled. Let's see. Academic honesty, yes, don't cheat. What else? Exams. I'll talk about, maybe I'll mention really quick how the exams work. My exams are all of the form of you solve problems and you give me an answer, like 15 meters per second is the answer, right? We're looking to solve physics problems. I don't have essay questions and I don't have multiple choice questions. Your goal in this class is to learn how to solve physics problems. And you get credit, mostly through partial credit. So your solution is what's being graded, not the numerical answer at the end, although that does play some role in your grade, but that's a small part of what determines what grade you get. So treat your homework that way, we mentioned that already. And also, I'll give you more details when we get closer to the exams about exactly how points are allocated for various problems. But the bottom line for you to think about now is that your goal is to learn how to solve these problems and how to demonstrate to somebody else how to present a solution so that they can interpret what you did and why you made the steps you made. That's your goal, really, in this class. Grades. Oh yeah, here's the breakdown. I think I already mentioned this. I'll just mention it again. Most of the grade in this class is based on the final and midterms. Right? Final is worth 40% of your grade. Right? First midterm is 15%. Second midterm is 25%. Now the reason for that is that I want to reward improvement. So if you come in this class and you're cold and you've never had physics before, right? It's a challenge getting up to speed. And this class goes really fast. We cover a huge amount of material in this class, more than I think might be ideal for a strictly learning perspective. But the thing is, we're under a lot of constraints. The pre-medical program here and biology also it requires you to learn a certain number of topics, and they want you to learn it within a year because there's not enough room in the schedule to fit all these extra classes. And I think probably most of you don't want to spend years and years and years taking your physics courses. As much fun as I hope you have this semester, so that way they compress it into 1 year. But we cover pretty much all the topics they cover in 7 series, but they cover it in a year and a half. We only cover it in a year, and their classes are too fast, I think. But the reason for that is the reason that that's not so bad as it sounds is that we don't go into as much depth. We're not going to go into as much mathematical or technical depth as they do, but we cover a lot of topics, so things go quick. In any case, so the first midterm is 50% of your grade. Part of what you're learning in the first midterm, well, of course, you're not just learning, you're showing us what you know, we're grading you, but you're also learning how to take one of my exams. I will post examples of previous exams online when we get close to the exams. You can practice and see what you're up against. And I think, we'll talk more about that later in the semester. But the point is that I want to grade it that way so that if you bomb the first midterm, you can recover, right? It's only 15% of your grade. That way you got a chance to figure out how to get your bearings before the next midterm, 25, and then final 40. Homework's worth 10% of your grade. Discussion laboratory 10%. One question students always ask is, when there's an extra credit homework problem, is that really extra credit? And I say, yeah, it is. It actually, you can get more than 10, of the 100% in your final grade. It could turn out that some students will get just a little over 100% of everything. Not many, but that will happen. That people will actually be able to top themselves out. So it's honest extra credit. Discussion lab is 10% of your grade. I already mentioned that. If you get in trouble in this class, you're behind whatever, come to office hours. Office hours should be a required part of this class, but it's not. But that's to your advantage individually because if most students aren't showing up to office hours, you can show up and get lots of personal attention. Go to